Hi Tanglers, my name is Annie-Reiser, CZT, and I'd like to welcome you to my Lunchtime Tangle series here in my studio in Estes Park, Colorado. I can't believe it's already the week before Christmas, and so I want to show you one more little tangle that you can do in a last-minute Christmas card or on a Christmas tag or just for fun and to feel festive in the holiday season. This tangle is called Stella. And Stella is by Jenna Rogers, a CZT. And this is such a lovely tangle that even though I have demonstrated it before, I'd like to revisit it because it is a favorite of mine and will become one of yours, I think. There are a lot of the strokes in it that are similar to so many tangles we know, so I know you'll pick it up fast. So today I'm going to show you a treatment of it, filling it out, basically using it as a string and making it very decorative for the holidays. So I'm calling this one Festive Stella. So without further ado, let's get started on drawing. So today we're using just the standard tools. I'm going to be using a tile from Zentangle and my graphite pencil with the tortillon for shading, just an O1 or a PN Micron pen in black, and then I do have, for my little gems that I'm going to put in, 03 red Sakura and Scarlet Lake, as well as a white Prismacolor pencil. So we're going to start with the basic tangle, and then I'll show you how I'd like to fill it in to make it a little bit more festive. I'm going to just do one, and I actually cluster this, and it's so very pretty. Let's just go for it. So I'm going to just do this in the center of my page here. You can use a sketchbook and then or leave room to maybe cluster some more around whatever you're working on. But I'm going to just do one for you today. So I'm going to start with a circle about like that in the middle. And then we're going to do a ring of circles around here that look like they're dancing around that circle. We're going to space them approximately equally. And I'm looking at my tangle tag. So we're going to start like this. We're going to go up one, making the circles similar in size, and then down. And we want to try to space them out evenly. And then we're going to put two more over here. And I can see already I'm not in the center, but that doesn't matter. And then we're going to make one in between each of these. So we have this little circle of circles dancing around a circle. A circle of circles dancing around a circle. So there is our start for Stella. Now the important thing is that we have to view these as groupings. So let me show you on my tangle tag. If you look at this, we want to look at 3 in a group so that we can make our next stroke. The center is always going to be one of the 3. And we're going to just start here in the center, and we're going to go up and draw around this circle, each of these, to make this V shape. I'm going to turn our tile. We're going to skip, and we're going to do the next one like this. Same thing. V shape. So what we have forming here is a meta pattern where you have this V, and then it's almost like a heart shape. Another V, and then this one will be a heart shape. So we always just kind of skip and then start from the center and do our V shape. And then there's one more. So we'll have 4 of these shapes and meta shapes, right? And within those, that's where we're going to work and do our final strokes. So this one is the one that's kind of more like a heart shape, and that's how we're going to identify that one and do our next stroke using these 2 circles again and eyeballing a nice length here, so that we're going to use these to take off and meet the center out here like that. And we want these to be star-like. So either you can come back down here or you can start again, draw around, and make this into a pointed, almost sword-like stroke. Now we're going to skip, the V is going to be skipped. We're going to do this same stroke again in what looks kind of like this heart shape. I'm going to make a dot out here, then I'm going to drive up to, go around and take off and land way up here. Start here, take off, and make this into a point. It's easiest if you can put that dot out there so you kind of know where you're drawing to. And I made mine extra long. I like them long. That's already very pretty in itself, right? But there is one more step to Stella, and that is we're going to do a shape here. We're going to take off and land, but I'm going to also put a little dot sort of in the center to where we're going to draw. So I'm going to take off and land here, making sort of a leaf shape. And actually, the more bulbous you make this, the more pronounced our decorative filling will be. And that is Stella. So pretty. But as you can see, this leaves us lots and lots of room for playing. And I am going to do this decorative thing where I'm going to start down here. Let's treat these sword-like, these rays first. Start at the bottom and drive up to the center. Start at the bottom, drive up, and depart about there. Same thing. And you could make one more on either side. And you've got that kind of thick and thin line going on. It's very much like betweed. And now we're going to round these corners. You can either just start by making these triangles and then just really accent the roundedness to make them look floral-like, petal-like. And we're going to do that same thing to all of our rays. So I'm going to start, you can start from here and go down. I like to start from the bottom and go up for whatever reason. And you could even stop there and it'd be very pretty, especially after we shade. But I'm going to do another thing here that reminds me a lot of the Tangle hollyhock. So up here we have this leaf shape, right? And we're going to start from down here and just fill in our first petal like that. And continue to make those little leaf shapes pinched to the center there. Oh, one thing I forgot to do is, of course, we want to fill in the negative space so we can really see that pattern. One more thing I want to do that really makes this even more decorative is I'm going to treat this like a spiral. And I'm going to start here and just spiral inwards like that on either side. Starting on the inside. And then there's all kinds of things you could do here. You could do hatching, but I'm going to save that for just shading. And I'm going to do one more thing, and that is to aura these leaf shapes just to the ray. I'm not auraing the ray because I want it to be really contrasting in its thickness. I want it to really stand out as a thin, beautiful, shining star ray. Okay, so that is what I wanted to show you, and the finishing touch would be to take your 03 Micron pen or 01, whatever you have, and we're going to make this into a gemstone. So I'm just going to do an aura line here, and then I'm going to do a highlight up in the upper left like that, and then I'm going to do a little crescent and fill this in. Then I'm going to get out my scarlet red colored pencil and go right over the top of that, and then save out a sliver down here of white. Get my white pen out for blending that kind of together so it looks like a shimmering gemstone. So I had forgotten to tell you that I'm going to use black cherry, which I did here, to shade a little bit around that gemstone to make it look more spherical. And now I want to shade with my soft graphite pencil these spokes, these star rays, and this in here. And how I'm going to do that, there's different ways to do that. I'm going to just put a little bit of graphite down at the bottom of each of these petals and blend that up. So the darkest will be at the bottom, and then I'm going to bring that in so that it's always highlighted at the top here. And then I would also like to leave these in highlight, but start shading from down here on each of the points of these rays. Put a little bit here on this side where we have our aura line. And you can come up here a little bit. Here. So this, I think, is a really important little shading because it makes these rays just really kind of pop up on their own. So I'm getting really dark there. Putting a little bit what's left on my tortillon on the tips. And then if you feel like it, you could add some line weight here. This makes it almost look more flower-like. And that is it. That's our project. So now I'm going to show you some of the other things I've done with it. Here I have, and I probably will do that here as well. Here I have made a border around it, and I have layered them up, always just drawing behind what's already there and making a cluster. Here I made them more like little snowflakes on a phi tile. This could be like a Christmas card. And this is one of my first ones that I did in my Lunchtime-Tangle series. And so it's got a whole different treatment on the inside. But I just want you to see, look at all of the different possibilities. Then in my sketchbook, I found a few. Here is just a cluster of them as well. And I left this one. I think it's actually kind of very pretty, just leaving it without anything. And then here I've used it as kind of a daily tangle tile. And then this one is very pretty as well, used just different colors. And of course, I love to add the fescues, right? And here I did as well. And this one's looking a lot more almost like a columbine flower, right? So adding fescues and little dots is a nice treatment. And I did a whole page on my black and I cannot find it. So unfortunately, I can't show you that, but it looks really cool with silver or gold ink in black. So those are some inspirations. I hope you enjoy Stella as much as I do, and show me your beautiful creations when you get them finished on my Annie's Botangle Alumni Student Facebook page. Thanks for joining me today. Probably won't be seeing you until the new year. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Enjoy some quiet time and tangling and being with your family and friends. Eat lots of great food too. So see you next time. That's it for today's Tangle. Thanks for joining me. If you like these lunchtime tutorials, please give them a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also invite you to check out my website for classes that I have scheduled or to purchase my Tangle tags for your favorite step outs. That's botangle.net. I'm leaving you with some other links too. Zentangle.com, where you can learn more about the Zentangle method from its founders, Rick Roberts and Maria Thomas. You can also visit their store there for a multitude of Zentangle paper tiles, tools, books, and kits. Tanglepatterns.com is that site I talk about where you can explore hundreds of tangle patterns, read about them, and get the step out, which is basically the deconstruction of the pattern. And finally, if you'd like to share your beautiful results with me and my student community, please join Annie's Botangle Alumni Facebook page. We're a private group where we inspire each other with our work and offer tips and useful information about art and Zentangle.